a very well attended program. So
that
that
program was
program was
organized in
organized
Jammu,
in
and
Jammu,
last
and
year in
last year in
2021 at India
2021 at
International
India
Center,
International Center,
we
we
organized one
organized
such program
one program
where
where
we
we got
got very good
support
support
from
from
the
the international
international
community
community
as
as
well
well
as
as
researchers,
researchers,
authors
authors
from
from
across the world,
across the world,
where
where
we
we
talked
talked
about
about
this
this
subject
subject
in
in
detail,
detail,
that
that
we
we
do
do
observe
observe
this
this
day,
day,
Holocaust
Holocaust
Remembrance
Remembrance.
Day, in the memory of 6 million Jews. And it is fair enough that we remember
Remember those
those souls,
souls,
uh, but
but
at the
at the
same
same
time, we
time, we
should
should
be
be
cautious
cautious
about
about
the
the
present
present
things
things
in our
in our
neighborhood,
neighborhood,
in
in
our
our
country, in
country, in
our
our
region,
region,
and
and
in the
in the
whole
whole
world.
world.
Because
Because
mankind
mankind
is
is
always on
always
the
on the
receiving
receiving
end
end
when
when
it
it
comes
comes
to
to
a
a
Holocaust
Holocaust
type
type
situation.
situation.
So
So
this
this
year
year
again,
again,
we
we
wanted
wanted
to
to
do
do
it
it
on
on
a
a
bigger
bigger
scale,
scale,
but
but
due
due
to
to
COVID
COVID
situation,
situation,
it
it
was
was
not
not
possible.
possible.
So there we are
So
with all of
here
you
we are with all of you
organizing this
organizing this
webinar.
webinar.
So
So
to
to
start
start
with,
with,
let
let
me
me
introduce you
introduce
to
you to
the
the
panel.
panel.
We
We
have
have
Professor
Professor
Sajjad
Sajjad
Raja.
Raja.
We
We
have
have
Ms.
Ms.
Aarti
Aarti
Agarwal, Dr. Amjad
Dr.
Ayub
Amjad
Mirza,
Mirza,
Advocate
Advocate
Ankur
Ankur
Sharma,
Sharma,
Dr.
Dr.
Mahesh
Mahesh
Kohl,
Kohl,
and Mr.
and
Satish
Satish
Sharma,
Sharma,
and
and
of
of course
course Mr.
Mr.
Ajaz
Sajjad
Jamwal,
Jamwal,
who
who
is
is
President
President
of
of
Jammu
Jammu
Kashmir
Kashmir
Unity
Unity
Foundation.
Foundation.
So we
We
are
are
all
all
going
going
to
to
discuss
discuss
this
this
subject,
subject,
and
and
with the
with the
permission
permission
of
of
all
all
the
the
people
people
connected
connected
to
to
this
this
particular
particular
webinar,
webinar,
may I
may I
request
request
Professor
Professor
Sajjad
Sajjad
Raja,
Raja,
who
who
is
is
Chairman
Chairman
National
National
Equality
Equality
Party,
Party,
Jammu
Jammu
and
and
Kashmir,
Kashmir,
Gilgit
Gilgit
and
and
Baltistan,
Baltistan,
uh, to
to
start with
start
the
with the
discussion.
discussion.
He's
He's
based in
based in
UK.
UK.
Professor
Professor
Sajjad
Sajjad
Raja,
Raza,
please.
please.
Thank you, Dr. Gopalji. First of all, I would like to congratulate the organizers and Jammu Kashmir Unity Foundation to organize this very important webinar on a very important issue. Today is obviously, as you have already introduced, International Holocaust Remembrance Day. An international day, as you have already said, and it is organized all over the world, and it was in fact designated on this day was designated on 1st of November 2005 through a United Nations General Resolution. That resolution is resolution number 60/7, which is very important resolution. I would give a few quotations from that resolution as well. So the background, as Dr. Gopalji has already said, background is basically we organize programs on this day to remember the victims of Holocaust, which was basically in between 1933 and 1945. So that Holocaust, in United Nations words, that the resolution which I have already mentioned, resolution 60/7, in the words of that resolution, those victims of Holocaust are 1/3 of the whole Jewish population of Europe, which amounts to 6 million people, 6 million Jews. And then the UN resolution says countless members of other minorities. So they all were executed by Nazi Germany in between 1933 and 1945. And this day in 1945, on 27th of January, Auschwitz concentration camp was liberated by Soviet army, by the Red Army. So that's why the United Nations designated this day as International Holocaust Remembrance Day. Now, this is very important to know the basic objective of this day. Why this day is organized? Why do we hold different events? What is the main purpose of doing it? And then we have to review, we have to survey, we have to look at the situation, whether our efforts are bearing any fruit, whether we are being able to deliver, or it's just a lip service. When we talk about the United Nations resolution, Nations resolution itself sets two main objectives to hold this day or to organize this day. As United Nations resolution says, I'll read it. The United Nations resolution says basically it encourages the development of educational programs about Holocaust history to help prevent future acts of genocide. So that is the one objective of this whole exercise. We have to educate people to help prevent future acts of genocide. So we have to look at the situation, whether we have been able to prevent such events, occurrence of such events, or we haven't been able to do it, or we have failed. So we have to look at it. And then it says that this United Nations resolution rejects any denial of Holocaust as an event and condemns all manifestations of religious intolerance, incitement, harassment, or violence against persons or communities based on ethnic origin or religious belief. So this is basic objective. These are two basic objectives of organizing this day. Excuse me. Now, the important thing is, what is Holocaust? Holocaust is basically a genocide, and genocide means a deliberate killing of a large number of people from a particular social group with the aim to destroy it completely. So that is genocide. When we talk about subcontinent, as the topic given is, we have to focus on subcontinent. This genocide basically began in recent history. I would not go back into British era. When the subcontinent was divided in 1947, this genocide began in April 1947, and unfortunately, those who call themselves Pakistanis today, those people, they started killing Muslims, killing non-Muslims without any recognition, or without any knowledge of their background. They just, anybody who was thought not to be a Muslim was killed in 1947, and they tried to uproot the whole community from those areas which are today called Pakistan. So this began in April 1947, and this reached Jammu and Kashmir in October 1947. In fact, September 1947. It started in August 1947, but it became very mature in September 1947, and in October 1947, on 22nd of October 1947, Pakistan invaded Jammu and Kashmir and killed the whole non-Muslim community living in those areas which are under Pakistani occupation today. Dr. Saab, this is this. I mean, I haven't got enough courage to explain it. I become so emotional when I talk about this genocide which happened on our land in 1947. And it is continuing. It's continuing. It's ongoing. In 1947, they killed each and every non-Muslim living in our part of the world. And today, there is not even a single non-Muslim left in these areas. That is the genocide. That is the Holocaust which took place in 1947. And it is, as I said, it is continuing. Now, United Nations says all countries all over the world, they claim that they want to stop this type of genocide, this type of Holocaust. And that is main purpose of organizing events today. But as I have already questioned, have we been able to deliver? Have we been able to do something practical, or it's just a lip service? So to me, it all seems just an exercise which hasn't produced any sort of result. The important thing today, we must decide, and we should educate the people, particularly our youth. We should educate them, and we should try to emphasize that the main objectives which I have already mentioned of United Nations Resolution 60/7 of 1st November 2005, those objectives are fulfilled. If those objectives are not fulfilled, if genocide happening anywhere in the world and in subcontinent and in Jammu and Kashmir, if that is not recognized or if that is not stopped, then this whole effort goes in vain, in waste. So when I talk about 1947, Pakistan started this genocide. They wiped off the whole non-Muslim community from POJK, Pakistani occupied Jammu and Kashmir, which is West Jammu and Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. And they tried to do it in those areas of Jammu